Welcome to week 7. So this week, you're going to focus on submitting your final project. Your final project is actually something that you've been working on throughout the entire course. You completed Milestone 1 in week 3 and Milestone 2 in week 5. This week, we're going to combine them and complete a final component to your final project before you submit it. Remember, your final project is about 20% of your grade. So you want to make sure that it's substantive, it's nice and cleaned up, that it aligns with the rubric that we'll take a look at here in just a sec. The added component that you're going to do this week is you're going to do the self-selected problem. Now remember, you could have picked a problem of your own, like maybe you are transitioning jobs right now or about to get a new job and you're faced with a problem that would really apply to what we're doing here in the final project. Now, I would get your problem that you're selecting yourself approved by your instructor just to make sure that it's appropriate for the project and just to make sure it's substantive enough that it's going to align with the rubric. If you feel uncomfortable choosing your own personal problem, then what you can do is you can come over here to the selected problem examples and you can choose one of these. Okay? Remember, you're only choosing one. Once you have your problem, you're going to write a small paper on how you would solve this problem. You can incorporate ideas and components from milestone 1 and 2. You're going to incorporate your strategy to solve this problem. Okay? So that will be your final component of your final project. Once you have all of that, let's go ahead and format your final project. Now, I would open up a document, a blank Word document. And I would call it something like final project by, and then put your last name and first name. Okay? Once you have your title, I would pull up your milestone from week 3. So here's my milestone from week 3. Now, your milestone 1 and milestone 2 have been graded. I would take the time to look over comments that your instructor has given you about how to increase your score or how to develop an answer. And you want to make sure that you complete those edits. So milestone 1 and 2 should not be exactly the same as when you submitted them in week 3 and in week 5, respectively, because you should have read through the comments from your instructor and you should have made the corrections. Once those corrections are made, then I would come over here and I'm going to copy all of milestone 1. So I hit Control All and I'm going to copy. And then I'm going to come over here and bring it to my final project page. So I pasted it. So here's my milestone 1. I have edits already made from the comments from my instructor. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab milestone 2. And right under milestone 1, I'm going to paste milestone 2. So as you can see, it's turning into this really, pretty substantive paper. Then on a fresh page, I'm going to title it Self-Selected Problem. This is where I'm going to add that last page. It doesn't have to be one page. It can be as long as you need it to be in order to actually solve the problem, but it'll consist of solving your selected problem. Let us know what your problem is. Maybe brainstorm some ideas about how you're going to solve it, what details you need to gather. All of that needs to be here in the final paper. So really just kind of explain your problem, how you're going to approach it, possible results, things of that nature. Once that's completed, then you're going to save this as your final project paper. Okay, so you'll save it to your computer. Then you're going to come here, you're going to add attachments. Okay, you're going to click here to add attachments, and then of course, select your final project paper, and then that's how you'll submit it. Okay, once you have added that attachment, your instructor will have it. Something that I did want to show you is when you go to your final projects rubric, I know that this rubric looks super intimidating. You're thinking, oh my gosh, it's so long. But really, the reason why it's long is it's because it's consisting of all 3 modules. So you've already done module 1 and module 2. Okay, so that part shouldn't have taken that long. The reason why we're regrading it is because we're trying to see if you made those improvements. We're trying to see if you took our feedback and applied it to module 1 and module 2. So all of this, if you've read the rubrics for milestone 1 and milestone 2, is not new to you. You've seen all of this, okay? The part that's brand new is when you come down here to this last page, look at that. It's just 5 more rows. This page right here, that's the new page. This is the new rubric. This is concerning that self-selected problem, okay? So this is the part that I would really just take a really read through this. You could take a little glance at these because you probably read the top parts of the rubric in week 3 and week 5. But coming down here to that self-selected problem, that's the one I would really pay attention to make sure that you are proficient in those areas based on the paper that you wrote. Okay? Okay, so hopefully this was helpful to kind of give you some ideas of exactly what you're supposed to be doing in week 7 and exactly what your final project is supposed to look like before submission. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to your instructor. I hope you have a great week.